signs you could have stayed. It's only over when the day is done. I never knew you was a runner, yeah. I mistook you for a son. It don't matter what we think when it's all over. 'Cause this is our last chance to leave it all behind. Raise your voice and raise your power, yeah. This is our last chance to leave it all behind. Raise your voice and raise your power, yeah.
Archie, is it fun? Fun.
After me. Ready? Happy?
Happy?
New?
New?
New.
Boom.
Was wrong to say I wouldn't change a thing, 'cause in the story of our lives, the best of times through colored glass, time rolls on enough to let me move on past, but every little now and then it creeps on back to shape my smile.
Today is September 29, 2022. It is 12:38 a.m. I got tired of editing. I was like, let me check Twitter, see what's going on, and I saw a couple things that I need to share with you. So I was like, let me just do some recording and then I'll go back into editing. So I haven't been recording since the last time I did recording. I think it was the 26th, and I'm editing up to the 24th. And today I did this video of Meghan, the 28th. Well, right now it's 29, but on the 28th I did this, and I put it out, by the way, because YouTube didn't flag it. All right, so let's go on Twitter and check some tweets out. Okay, this one I saw and I thought it was worth sharing. I think it's a thread. Yeah, I didn't listen to the video. That's why I wanted to record, because I want to know what this guy is saying so I could share my initial reaction with you. All right, Meghan is a very interesting, very clear thinking woman. I've got a lot of time for her. I don't know why the media just wanted to build her up into a negative figure, which she's not. She's an intelligent, thoughtful woman. I absolutely think there's a racial component to it. Okay, I don't know who this guy is, but you know, when the squads share something, you know, something like that, so I think it's worth sharing with you, especially when I read the caption. This one is 2 minutes and the next clip is almost 2 minutes. Well, 1 minute and 19 seconds.
Had a very nice chats with Harry and Meghan.
Of course, because you had private correspondence with them, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do you make of those guys? Obviously, they're in the news as well.
Very interesting. Interesting. Harry's life has obviously been totally in the public eye, but former serving officer and so on in the armed forces. And Meghan is, I think, very interesting and very clear-thinking woman. I've got a lot of time for her.
I think she's been poorly treated in the last sort of few days by the public. Yeah.
Well, not so much the last few days. Actually, it's been all right the last few days. So they've been quite warm towards her. But she, before that, I think the treatment was appalling. Absolutely.
But this is led by the media, obviously.
Yeah, it's led by the media wanting to. I don't know why they just wanted to build her up into a negative figure, which she's not, and which is an intelligent, thoughtful woman.
Do you think? Because obviously
I don't know who this guy is. I wish I knew who he was, but yeah, obviously from what we've seen, the knowledge behind Meghan, the kind of things that she does, she's a threat to the institution. They don't like that. They want someone who's, you know, they could mold to whatever they want, but Meghan won't allow it. She didn't build like that. She grew up being free-thinking, free-spirited, do the things, you know, do the right thing and all of this, do charitable work. And this is what many people thought the institution was. You know, this is why they get public money. Not my money, because I live in the US, but the UK money. But apparently, that's not what they want. But let's listen to this guy.
One of the arguments you see on social media is, oh, it's racist. And they say, well, how could, you know, it be racist? And they trot out a bunch of examples. Do you think there was a racial component to it? Or was it?
I absolutely think there's a racial component to it. Absolutely, yeah. I do.
This is someone who see the thing for what it is. Exactly for what it is. Yeah, it is racial.
I mean, who, why, speculation. But, you know, she is a very able person. I think she's got a great contribution to make and lots of radical ideas. She's a good speaker.
Good speaker.
But,
yeah, very. Obviously, you've got a career and a life outside of
absolutely.
a marriage and
I
so
think
on.
that's what the stress is, because they. Well, the Duke of Edinburgh always called it the firm, and he thinks everybody should be in it like that.
And she wasn't up for that, you think?
Nope. That's what I understand. Yeah.
And what about Harry? Do you think he was sort of torn between the two, or?
I think, like any person where there's a lot of family stress, it's very difficult to cope with. Look at it from the human point.
Yeah, I think Harry just got a shock of his life, thinking this was what he thought, and he brought someone in to help, but the firm doesn't want that. I think Harry got a shock of his life. All right, so let's continue. Jeremy Corbyn talked about his discussion with Harry and Meghan on mental health. Oh, so this is the guy that called Jeremy Corbyn. Okay, I didn't know who he was. Okay. Jeremy Corbyn talks about his discussions with Harry and Meghan on mental health and how knowledgeable they were about the stressors and necessary support. Corbyn shares his own views on the lack of resources for military personnel, like to full video on the bio. I will link the video for you guys. I'll put the link in the description, but I'm not gonna go through it. I'm just gonna share what's there. Alright, because I'm probably gonna be stopping and do all of this, and you guys not gonna like that anyway. But whatever I have to stop in between.
Look at it from the human point of view. I remember talking to him and Meghan about mental health and mental health stress and so on, and they're very understanding of it. Very understanding of how people suffer from mental health stress and how you need counselling, you need support, and you need friendships. And I was saying how inadequate the mental health services are in this country, and I also said how I think the mental health services for the armed forces are poor, and for former soldiers almost non-existent. I did raise this with the army several times.
Yeah, for the mental aspect of things, there was a video I was watching in Princess Diana. I think it's the one that what's his name? Is it the BBC? William tried to discredit his mother. In that particular interview, Princess Diana spoke about mental health.
Then I
was unwell with postnatal depression, which no one ever discusses postnatal depression. You have to read about it afterwards. And that in itself was a bit of a difficult time. You'd wake up in the morning feeling you didn't want to get out of bed, you felt misunderstood, and just very, very low in yourself.
What was the family's reaction to your postnatal depression?
Well, maybe I was the first person ever to be in this family who ever had a depression or was ever openly tearful. And obviously that was daunting, because if you've never seen it before, how do you support it?
What effect did the depression have on your marriage?
Well, it gave everybody a wonderful new label. It's Diana's unstable and Diana's mentally imbalanced. And unfortunately that seems to have stuck on and off over the years. When no one listens to you, or you feel no one's listening to you, all sorts of things start to happen. For instance, you have so much pain inside yourself that you try and hurt yourself on the outside because you want help, but it's the wrong help you're asking for. People see it as crying wolf or attention seeking, and they think because you're in the media all the time, you've got enough attention, inverted commas. But I was actually crying out because I wanted to get better.
And then she also raised the question that the issue that because she wasn't educated or high-level education, they didn't look at her as a knowledgeable person.
But I was portrayed in the media at that time, if I remember rightly, as someone, because I hadn't passed any O-levels and taken any A-levels, I was stupid. And I made the grave mistake once of saying to a child I was thick as a plank in order to ease the child's nervousness, of which it did. But that headline went all around the world, and I rather regret saying it.
But the point that she brought out, which was very crucial in this aspect, is that the growth, okay? She improved, she learned, she, how will I say that? She adapted to the new way. So they didn't take that into consideration.
I've always been the 18-year-old girl he got engaged to, so I don't think I've been given any credit for growth. And my goodness, I've had to grow.
And people outside the firm, like myself, see what she went through and understand that she was a very smart woman. So that's one thing. And she discussed about her mental issues and all of that. So it was postpartum depression that she was going through, but mentioning it to Charles, and they used that against her. So which was very cynical of him. She spoke something very privately with her, with him. Princess Diana spoke something privately with him, and then next thing she knows, it was all over the world on the news. Alright, so this guy, but anyway, used that against her. But let's continue.
And they still rely on charities to deliver post-traumatic stress counselling, or the NHS. The Ministry of Defence should be doing it. I mean, it is shocking, the number of ex-soldiers who are suffering from severe trauma that goes on throughout their lives, and the number.
That's very sad, because this is the whole point of them in existence, the firm, okay? And they are the head of the armed forces, and for them not to be able to provide that for them after they have used them, okay, they use the army to do their things, outside of the country, and whatever you could dig up some information on that yourself. But once they finish use them, they discard them. But there's Harry here coming and lift them up to make them feel like they are still useful to society. And look what they're doing. Look what the firm is doing to Harry, who's trying to help the vets, this kind of thing. So I mean, don't get me wrong, I think the US had some issues with that as well. But there are some people, I think a couple commander-in-chief have tried to help them, but Congress, is a different level of things. But let's finish listening to it, and then I'll read some of the comments.
Who simply cannot cope with civilian life, and you meet them, they're homeless, they're rough sleeping.
Yeah, they have that.
If you go and ask rough sleepers you meet on your way home, how many of them, and you'll be shocked at the number that have been at some point in the armed services. Wow.
That happened in the US as well. Okay, this is my first time hearing a prominent UK politician understanding the human condition and showing empathy. He also has a lot of respect for them, the way the UK media demonize this man. Of course, he's doing a good thing. This is, I don't know. The UK has a major problem in terms of anyone who's trying to do anything good, just destroy them. And the media. This is, wow. Okay, Jeremy has gone through similar to what Meghan is experiencing, minus the racial component. He gets it. Let's see here. Okay, well, they use it reverse engineering on him. They said that he was racist toward other minor groups, which was completely fabricated. He had to navigate through the noise and take back control of the narrative. Yeah, this media thing is very, very, like Harry said, what did he say? It's a powerful force. Yeah. That's that. What's unique about this is just how come he is discussing them. This Northern Ireland sky is falling blame game. No histrionics or outrage. No nastiness or denying what is totally obvious. Okay, this man is too good for the UK. They've got the leaders they deserve. Okay, I agree, and I just getting to know this man, Jeremy Corbyn, today. Need someone intelligent and thoughtful like him. Okay, Jeremy Corbyn, thank you, and you got followers. Okay, let's see here. Still can't believe how the media tried to eliminate his life. Wow. I guess in the UK, when you see the media is bashing someone in a negative way, I think it's time for you guys to take a moment and check them out in your own way, not through the media. Do some research or contact the person, through social media if you can, to find some stuff about this person. Because once the media, it seems like, once the media start bashing you on social, on their tabloid or whatever, it's time for you to stop and think. The same way that I took a moment after I, keep on seeing negative thing about Harry, Meghan in particular, when I was even really following her. But when I saw the negative after negative, and it took me a while, and I stopped and think and said, let me look closer in a different way, not through the media. And then I see, I've been sharing you my experience through social media with you on my channel. All right, so let's go to the next tweet. It's already 12 minutes, past 12 minutes. All right. Meghan Markle clearly implied in the Oprah interview it wasn't the title themselves they were upset about it was why the title were being removed. She was also clear that these discussions had happened while she was pregnant. Okay, that Henry VIII, I'm always sharing your tweets because you always bring some really good conversation. Charles has been leaking about a slimmed down monarchy for decades, but his second son and his family were always included. Why change or attempt to change the rules regarding titles for your first mixed race grandkid? And the fact that Meghan was speaking about these discussions in the Oprah interview means they were not motivated by the Oprah interview, which is something I see posted a lot. Okay, so I'm not sure. Okay, I'm doing a quick change here, because I think Denmark, I just saw something regarding Denmark. So I want to make sure I had it all the way at the end. So I'm going to put it next because it matches with this. Okay, let me continue. Okay, so true. I hate how some idiots are trying to twist her words by saying maybe they were just curious. That's a quote, by the way. Like, did they actually hear the interview? Meg mentioned the racist convo as a possible reason for not giving titles for the kids. It was concern, not curiosity. And I've been saying this. I don't think, I did hear, I think there's some part of the Oprah interview because I was moving around as I was listening to it that I missed. But this part I clearly understood. She didn't care about it. The most important thing she cared about is the title of a mother. Okay? But one thing I sense when I was listening to the Oprah interview is that if the thing is there, if the title is there for her children, she's gonna fight for it to make sure her kids have it. That way, when they get older, the kids could make their own decision. Okay? Their own decision. So all the crazy things that I've been hearing, I'm like, where is this coming from? Meghan doesn't care about that. She doesn't care about all of the title. Exactly what Henry VIII is saying here. Let's see here. Also, the conversation were had with Harry, and he knows them people better than anyone, and he will know how the person meant it, and the fact that he was not cool with what he heard and the tone of it that he told her. Okay, yeah, usually when you're talking with somebody, your facial expression, your tone of voice, all of this play into how the message is being transfer, and then how the person is receiving that information. Yeah, all of that is play a good role in that. She's right. Okay, the point about Harry and his family being part of the monarchy is where Temple King is messing things up. Titles or titles, the children were always will always be loved, yet the fact that it was discussed while Meghan was pregnant before they stepped down is the part that makes it worse. That's why. And this is why the squad are talking about it. We're just breaking down, okay? We're breaking down the conversation. Why certain things were being said. Why was this? If this is that, then why was that? This kind of thing. This is why they don't like the squad. We're breaking down the things that the royal family didn't think of, because they just blur out. They focus, they have their tunnel vision. They said, this is what I want. Okay? So they blur it out without processing the ripple effect of their objection, their objective, their aim, what they're trying to do, their goal. But the squad here is breaking it down, the steps into why did you feel like this is the goal that you want to implement? This kind of thing. Am I making sense? So a couple people, they hate the squad. They think the squad is stirring the pot. No, we're just reacting. All right? They do something and we react to it. They bash Meghan, we react to it. We defend Meghan. This kind of thing. We didn't start this nonsense that the royal family is bringing. Look how they treated Meghan over there. All right? And then what did we do? Like my channel, we do a counter attack in a way to defend her, bring her up. What Meghan have been doing. This kind of thing. Alright, my opinion doesn't count, but Harry and Meghan children should get the HRH and titles. The level of animosity toward this family is so high, the children need the extra security. Well, Harry can even get security that he pays for out of his own pocket. In my opinion, as a prince of the realm, Harry and his children should get security giving the threats against them. And the thing is that the threats against them is pretty much, in my humble opinion, it's really originated from his own family.
Much of the negativity towards the couple is coming from within the royal family. The royal family and staff of the royal family are the ones that are very often leaking these stories to the press.
From his own family. That's what I think. But Harry has the means to take care of it, and is unclear how much Archie and Lily will be in the UK. Okay, absolutely. They want to ensure the kids have no form of security like Diana, and then carry on with the proposed nefarious act. Glad they fled to safety. Yeah, that's exactly that. Alright, and also the race issue. Harry and Meghan were still working royals, and I remember before Archie was born, royal correspondents saying their children will get equal billing as then Cambridge's. Okay, let's see here. Archie and Lily will never have had equal billing to Willis and Catherine's children, because Will is the future king and his son George is the future king too. Archie is way down the line of succession, as is Lily. It's hierarchy. Okay, this is why Harry is working his butt off to make sure he could, protect them himself. He knows the firm is not gonna provide that, but the thing is that as he's working extra hard, the firm keep on piling a heavy load on top of it. Harry will fix something, and then the firm will add another problem after each one. All of this, the people who are creating issues, they all are baggage for God. God needs to give them something to distract them so they could leave Harry and Meghan alone. Alright, so that's that. There's more response. Let's move on. Oh, Denmark. That's the one I said I was gonna do. All right. It's almost the same thing when I saw it. I had this all the way at the bottom of the list, but I moved it up since I was reading similar thing to that. Okay, Denmark's Queen Margrethe removed the royal styling from 4 of her grandchildren. As a matter of fact, in one of my videos, I thought, because I don't follow them, but I know of her. One thing I know of her from is how she always prays. Well, it's one video, but I don't know if it's always. But she praised Queen Elizabeth for whatever she's been doing. So now when I come across this, I was like, oh, she's still in power. She never abdicated for her son to be king. So I should have put one and one together myself, because they still call her son crown prince. So the prince is still in his title. So if she had stepped down, I didn't think of it at that time. But I was questioning myself if she's still, the head of the family or something. So now I come to this. There's a link to the story, but I'm not going to read it. So she sort of summarized it here. She said that she removed all royal style from her 4 grandchildren. I guess that's from her other son. All right, so let's read some of the comments. Okay, the issue with the British royal family is that they want to remove titles while simultaneously using the family as punching bags and scapegoats to deflect from their inadequacies. That is true. And the other thing, the reason I want to share that as well, I think she's just giving a hint, or another word, helping Charles in a way. I'm not saying she is, but it seems like. So when Charles does it, they could point it to her and say, look, this is what she's done. So I'm not being racist, this kind of thing. This is what I think. If she just did that, okay? If this had happened a long time ago, I won't have any issue. But I think she just did that to, like, as a reason for Charles, when Charles does it, so people don't blame it's racism. This is what I think. So Charles could say, look, she did this, so don't tell me I am racist for doing that. But remember, like from the previous tweet that I was just reading, even when Meghan was living in the UK, she was pregnant with Archie. That's when they raised the question. Okay? So keep that in mind. Let's see here. All the more reason Harry should concern himself about them anymore. He should live his life with his wife and kids just like the rest of us. Quote, all symbols of power, titles were removed from Queen's coffin so she could be buried as a simple Christian. Oh, I don't know anything about that. I didn't really watch her funeral, to tell you the truth. All the clips that I have are just highlights that I saw that were coming from my timeline. All right, and some of them I probably went and searched because I knew they would exist. Okay, figure that out. All right, let's see here. They don't need it. But let's go back to the Oprah interview when Meghan said this was being discussed. That's the thing. When she was pregnant with Archie, that they wanted to change these rules for Archie so that her and Harry's child will not be HRH, Prince, when Charles was king. That's an important point to keep in mind, because if there is such a change, then it has nothing to do with California or working versus non-working royal. Beatrice and Eugenie are not working royals, etc. And as another point, working or non-working royal has never been the determining factor before in this discussion. It's only come up now. When Edward got married, he was not supposed to be a working royal, and yet he received the title of Earl with a promise of a future dukedom, him Charles. So titles, HRH, etc., none of that was ever about working versus non-working. I was thinking of something up there. That's an important point to keep in mind, because if there is such a change when it has nothing to do with California. There was a thought I was thinking, but I forgot what it was. Okay, Queen Margrethe is shady, just like, that's the thing. I think she did that because she wants to help Charles, okay, without even saying it. So when Charles does it, so we already know, I don't know, I never cared too much about that, but we already know that Charles was probably gonna do it. It hasn't happened yet, but it probably will. So when he does it, we don't get shocked. But her move, I think, is to help Charles. is to help Charles. You could use my example as whatever it is. Okay. When they start saying you're racist for doing of that, so you could say, look, my cousin or whatever. What is it to her? What is her to Charles? Is it cousin or aunt or something like that? Whatever it is. So Charles could use her as an example and say, look, she did that, so I'm gonna follow too. I think that's what it is. This is why she did that move. Okay, there appear to be a lot of dysfunction in this family too, because apparently her son didn't know anything about this. Okay, which son? Is it the one that's gonna be king or the one that's living in, I believe the other one is living in France. And one comment I came across where someone was saying a similar thing that's going to with Harry was going to with the other one, because I think he was getting a little bit too popular or something like that. I don't know. I think he's living in France or something like that. But let me finish. Because apparently her son didn't know anything about this. She just blindsided him. But of course, she's doing it for the grandchildren. Sure, lady. Okay, I believe the son moved away to live in France with his French wife. Okay, so I wasn't aware of that, but that's what I thought. I didn't know the wife was French, but I knew he was living in France. Allegedly, his French wife and Princess Mary did not get along. Oh, this I sort of had a hint from reading other comments. Sound familiar? Okay, giving the ages of the children involved, it seemed drastic. It's almost like being shunned. Yeah, I think, like I said, she did it just to help Charles. This is something Charles already set his mind for. He's gonna do it. So she did it first, so Charles could use her as an example. Look, she did that. This is, when Charles does it, to say, look, I'm not doing it because of race, this and that. All right. They don't get government money and can't pass their title on anyway. So just do what the Swedish royal family did. All right. Let's see here. Get a job or create your own. That's another thing. It shows how ridiculous those medieval titles are. It is laughable. This is 21st century. Thank you. It is stupid, but hey, this is why sometimes I'm thinking, I don't know, they're treating it like it's air and water, like you can live without it. But if it's there, I understand Harry and Meghan for fighting for it, but it is what it is. They do whatever. But anyway, I hope someday will give us the tea. I understand there's been a rupture between the crown prince and his brother. Also, I see Kate versus Meghan dynamic between Mary and Mary. Okay, I don't know anything about that. I hope we get to find out, because this is strange. Okay, I read this somewhere too. Very interesting. I have no clue. So I do not know anything about it. I'm just hearing it right now as I'm reading it. Okay, number 2, the titles you earn for yourself are more relevant. Millionaires or billionaires, etc. Live your life freely without being beholden to anyone is the best way to live. Okay, I mean, this royal family, the way they're acting as if, like they say here, is like back in the days. But when you look at things that's going on around the world, they may not be the facade of it. There's a possibility all of them, those royals, and I don't know, they might be in the background of all the chaotic that's going on around the world. I don't know for a fact, but you could assume in order for them to maintain their status or their position, the way they want things to remain, you just never know. They might be right behind it. And then you have those, I don't know, I guess I would say, in my humble opinion, gangsters who trying to take over the government so they could do their chaotic. So I don't know, but this just crossed my mind. It's nothing that I've read anyway. It's just something that's just popped up in my mind. Okay, sound like King Charles III was working hard at the funeral, smacks at political cover. Let's see here. Prince Nikolai and Prince Felix's mom says she's shocked by decision to strip them of titles. Very interesting. So maybe this is something that they discussed, because they thought, I don't know if it's true, okay? They said that, you will probably, I didn't edit those videos yet, that she had COVID after she came from the, how do you call this, after the funeral. So maybe there's something here. Okay, Queen Margrethe of Denmark announced that the children of Prince Joachim, her second son, will be count and countess instead of, okay, I don't know. Okay, actually that's a great move. It's 2022 when savvy kids are getting richer than their parents. The monarchy has no relevancy in today's world. People should get off their bump, get a job to fend for themselves. Luckily, France rid of their monarchy centuries. What's the other one? I know it's a different little section. What's his name? The one whose mom was an actress, American actress. I forgot his name. I did a video about him. Not really a video about him, but I mentioned him in one of the videos where he was coming after either Harry or Meghan. I don't remember the issue, but I share the thing. The one who married a South African, where each time I want to do a video about the wife, I get a very bad vibe about it. Because there's a lot of things I believe her parents could have done, but they're not doing. Because I don't speak French, I don't read French, so it's hard for me to get clips to back up some of my things. So I just leave it alone. But I have a very bad vibe about their marriage and all of that. So him, I spoke about him. But the thing with the French, because I think there's some connection. You know what? Let me leave this alone. Let's move on. They all are trying to protect whoever's in power. They want to maintain there. But what happened to Denmark, I think, is a hint to just help Charles in a way. That's what I think. All right, but I don't know, it might come to bite all of them in the future for being all shady. Next tweet. All right, this one, why did I, okay, I'm not there yet. Okay, so it's not the same. All right, so this look like a thread. This is the one that I bookmark. Correct. Before Harry and Meghan's baby was born, it was the only royal baby they have ever questioned who will be paying for its upkeep. Who will be paying for its upkeep. All right, so it started here. See the difference? Archie hasn't said a word and already he's being called a spoiled brat. George being a spoiled brat makes him cheeky. I feel horrible for Archie and Lilibet. It's starting already. But guess what? They're not over there. Their parents could easily do what needs to be done to set this straight. Because I think there's something that I read where the other one is threatening a classmate, saying like his parents, is that the one? Yeah, that's that one. Prince George tells classmate, quote, my father will be king, so you better watch out, end quote, and cheeky exchange. You know what? Like I said, these are children. You know what? Maybe I should just leave this because this is children. I don't want to deal with that. Yeah, I'm going to leave that alone. If you see what was already on the screen, that's it. Because when he gets older, that's when I could give my opinion on him. Because you have adults who's using the kids for things. So I'm going to leave that alone. Next tweet. Okay. What? Don't miss. Why did this just popped up? What the hell? Okay, people on Twitter are the first to know. What the hell? This is the first time. Lie again. What the hell is that? Okay. Every Prince Harry interview is just him going, quote, I would prefer my wife's life not be ruined in the exact same way my mother's was, end quote. And it makes thousands of the pinkest face human beings who have ever existed so mad they have to go to the hospital. Okay, I read a tweet. They all love Harry when he walked behind his mother's coffin, but hate him because he has refused to walk behind his wife's casket. That post stuck in my mind till to date. Okay, is that the same? Is that it? Okay, here's how they threaten Harry and Meghan freely. There's been tons of these since 2019. Harry's making the same mistake as Diana, and wow. And I fear he'll come to regret it just like his mother did. Wow, wow, wow. Benny Juno. Wow. These people. I mean, this is a guy who's trying to live his life, but they keep on getting into his business. This is why we have to pray for them. Okay, I didn't go into, where is it? Did I lose something here? Alright, so that's that. Let's see here. He has been telling them since he was a teenager how he feels about the press. That is true. That is true. Okay, they get so triggered. I wonder if some have ended up with stroke. Okay, I will leave this here just in case they find themselves on this post. Enjoy stroking out haters. How many? This one is too long. I don't wanna. I'll have to do one video about that. That's from the me you can see. Okay, I've never seen this before. Okay, I saw this. Okay, I'm gonna skip it because it's too long. Okay, they can't stand. I could bookmark it at one point if I have nothing to. Oh, I can bookmark it. So let me like it so it could. What the hell? Okay, I'll do that on another time. Something is happening with my thing. Okay, well put. They are thwarting at the mouth with hate, including some of Harry's own family. Yep, jealousy. It's all jealousy. Exactly. All right, this one is shorter, but I could share that with you. It's 1 minute and 16 seconds. The thing with Harry, he learned. He pays attention and he learned, and then he readjusts. He make changes with his life based on things that he's seeing. But the rest of his family, they keep on repeating the same thing over and over again, and then they want different results. Okay, let's continue. Yeah, it is. It is very scary. Okay, I mean, he and Meghan also repeatedly and publicly trash his family. What? I mean, he and Meghan also repeatedly and publicly trash his family. How? How is that? I haven't come across it. Harry and Meghan very rarely come out and say anything about the royal family. The only thing I could really point out is the Oprah interview. The Oprah interview was in response to the tabloid who's been trashing them ever since they were dating. Okay, but who hasn't done that and expect that total forgiveness? What? Let me go into that. Reading tabloid who's making it seem, just what Harry was just saying in that video. They create the thing and then make it seem like it's Harry and Meghan who's saying it. Wow, let's see here. Stay away from tabloid. They aren't good for you. Okay, troll spray. All right, let's see here. They have never trashed the family. Strange that Charles was allowed to say in his official biography that his parents were cold and uncaring, and Philip forced him to marry Diana. That's the thing. That is true. This part here, all of that. Okay, and that was fine, but Harry and Meghan talking about their experiences is trashing. The part where they forced him to marry Diana, I think that was one of the firm many mistakes. He told them he didn't love her, but they forced him to do it. And then for that, I don't know. He was an adult. He should make his own decision. So there's that thing here. Harry, who's making his own decision because he didn't want to follow some of the nonsense they were guiding him here. So you could see the two differences between Charles and Harry. Harry wants to do his own thing, change his path. And then Charles, whose path was carved out for him, they force him to do something. Look what happened to his path. Alright, so you could see things will be different for Harry. Alright, and then we definitely need to pray for him. Alright, so that's that. Prince Charles said he has no regret over Dembly book. Okay, Prince Charles of Wales yesterday gave his blessing to the biography of Jonathan Dimbleby, which says he was forced into a loveless marriage with the Princess of Wales, and I made it clear he had no regrets about cooperating over the book. As the controversies about the book's revelation and the debate about the prince's wisdom and going along with them intensify, both Buckingham Palace and St. James Palace gave the biography an unprecedentedly warm welcome, but spokesperson stressed that Mr. Wembley had come to his own. Okay, so I can't read the rest. You guys could freeze the screen. So pretty much they're okay with Charles talking about his family and all of that. But when Harry, who's defending, he didn't initiate, he's defending his move But they claim like his whatever, saying some nonsense about his family. Okay, Emily and I waiting for Colosso Nuovo to concede to this valid counterpoint. Alright, I mean, that family have repeatedly and persistently briefed against him and Meghan for over 4 years before the Oprah interview took place. There's the thing here. Who would have want to set the record straight after all that abuse? Trash them how? That's the thing I'm asking. How? Okay, truth isn't trashing, it's just truth. Exactly. Okay, I publicly denounced my family if their obvious racism was ruining my partner's life too. But Harry didn't even say anything to to trash his family. But yeah, I agree with that person too. Extreme dick riding certificate. Okay, and that's the difference than what Diana did. Alright, they mostly call out the system and a single family member who they refused to name who was racist toward their child. They both spoke quite highly and warmly of the Queen and Prince Philip. That I was fully aware of. Yes, they made even Kate, Meghan spoke pretty positively about her. Alright, they made it quite clear it wasn't about the family. Alright, there's the clown. Alright, let me move on to the next one. I didn't bookmark a lot, but it seems like it's a lot. Now I need to get back to the editing. I'm tired. Alright, the day after their reunion, with his back was out of whack, climbing 3 little podium steps, and he low-key caressed her ass in public. Okay, proud wife. There's that. Yep. And I think the day before or whatever, I think that was during the South Africa, where Meghan said, "Oh, I miss him so much."
Being able to be in Africa and South Africa, it's my first time being in this country, has been really powerful. And you know, Harry has continued on in a couple other countries. We're reuniting today, which I can't wait for. I miss him so much.
And then next thing you know, Harry can't even come up the steps. Okay, the way he caresses her bum, whenever I look at the GIF, I can feel it. That's me responding with just the GIF. Some of you are too eagle-eyed, and that's me responding. I'm making myself primary detective on this case. Next tweet. Okay, I thought that was cute post to share. Alright, so the thing disappeared. What the hell happened? But anyway, the Sussexes were demoted even further down the Royal UK site, and I respond to that 10 hours ago. Alright, so they saying that, I don't know, this nonsense that these people making like a big deal. I don't know. Alright, they demoted the Sussexes further down. So what is it? Charles is going along with his plan. Maybe it's a hint to say they're gonna remove whatever plan they have for them. They're gonna go along with it. Alright, so there's me responding. Okay, can they, when I mean they, Harry and Meghan, still do the same exact work they've been doing since they left the firm? So this is where I should have mentioned, making reference to who they I'm referring to. They here is the firm. Sound busy while doing absolutely nothing. 3 people like it. Alright, always remember, rumors are carried by haters, spread by fools, and accepted by idiots. That's that. How can you demote someone no longer working for you? Take them off the website and stop using their names for clickbait. Exactly. The squad is even giving them a more idea. Just remove them from the site. This is the thing. I don't know what the royal family, they have nothing of significant, tangible, something you could touch, feel, that could improve your life. These are just nonsense. Like, I don't know. Oh, if this is happening on the website, you're gonna be something. Is a word in a freaking website gonna change anything? Not really. Harry and Meghan could still do whatever it is that they want. Alright, exactly. They still have all Harry's Invictus game stuff on there. Oh, do they? I don't even go there. Oh, but okay. They should just take it off and stop using him and his work to promote the family. That's the thing. This is something Harry should ask them. Okay, then if they took them off, it will be cricket and Tumblr webs, because nobody will come on that side to troll. They're not doing it. This is the thing. Harry is doing things that people could feel, experience, improve people's life. Them, they just words, nothing, or smile for that matter.
I'm sorry we can only come and give words and comfort, but we are thinking about you the whole time, and we really care about what's going on. So
sometimes it's just more than financial.
Well, if we can give you the odd smile here and there, that's important. So
they could show smile to show that they care. But Harry's doing the physical thing. This is the thing here. Royal wasting too much time on nonsense. Hope they're satisfied now. Leave Harry and Meghan out of their mouths. Those working royals got the monarchy to save. She put the emoji. Alright. They should be concentrate on that. Harry and Meghan busy doing real work. That's the key here. Real work. Impacting and making their mark on the world. Earning their own money. That's the exact thing here. Alright. Can you imagine if Harry team up with that Jaquan guy from Denmark and do some stuff? Oh my god. This woman who just decided out of nowhere, I don't know, maybe if you pay attention to the Denmark monarchy, you hear stuff every day about them, but I don't pay attention to them, so I don't know what's going on. But I will assume this guy is living his life privately, doing his own thing. So sometimes when someone is quiet, it's best to leave them quiet. It's almost like when a baby is sleeping, let them sleep. Do not wake them up, otherwise they're gonna start making you do extra work. You could check on them to see if they're still alive, but that's about it. But this guy, from my point of view, like I said, I don't follow the Danish royals, so I don't know if there's stuff happening every day about them. But from my perspective, from the outside, this guy, I think, is the second son of the Queen Margrethe, whatever her name is living his life quietly. Okay, now they're probably stirring him up to do something to overshadow the other one. So she should just, okay, I'm just throwing this out there. You just never know. And then they're gonna cry foul when he's doing things to overshadow the other one, because the other one who's gonna be king needs to follow a protocol, which he cannot do things that he wants to do. So they should just let that second son live his life and do his thing. All right, good. Because the longer tempered king and side or reign, the less it seems worth it for Harry and Meghan to be associated with the crown. So happy they got out after the queen died. Let Harry and Meghan thrive and not have that sinking ship clenched to them. Never forget how they treated Meghan during the morning. What Meghan's relationship with Harry. But God is watching. Let's just say that God is watching. In one of the videos I think I was doing, I just saw something like an image. The image that I saw was, sometimes when you see a powerful person is just going, their power no longer exists. An image of them in the middle of the night just hopping onto a plane, just trying to get out of the country for some reason. I do not know why, and that image is coming to me again. Him and his kids just getting out of the country. I don't know why. Okay, I do not know why. Let me just leave it as that, because I can't explain. All right, the way they are trying to make him literally not the whole son of the King of England, unless he can never be removed from the line of succession, whether they like it or not. Same for Archie and Lily, but boy, are they trying to make it look like they can. All right, not really. Let's respond to this. There's two comments in here. Yabchal has been giving hate bombs to the press ever since Liz died, and the press launched them as Harry and Meghan's, even the babies. He's on some ego power trip. Yeah, you could see it. That's why I said in one of the videos, when I saw him, especially the picture where he was sitting with Camilla, the squad did not share that, but it's an image I saw online, and I think I went to it, I searched for it and leave it on the background so I could share with you. The way he was sitting up there, it just makes it, he just couldn't wait. You could feel the expression in his face, like he got the power that he wanted now. So he's, for some reason, I don't know. All right. So yeah, like he got some major power here. Not really, as they are no longer working roles and left almost 3 years ago now. Wow, time really fly. it's a good thing Harry and Meghan separate themselves from the awful, convulsive stench of the monarchy Harry and Meghan checked out and left years ago. And that's the thing too. Harry and Meghan were trying to be nice, I think. But the institution tell them, okay, even with your niceness, we don't want you. And then as they were leaving, they were stripping them of stuff to disassociate themselves with the monarch. The way that I should have said it is that the firm was trying to disassociate themselves with the Sussexes. That's the way I should have put it. The firm trying to disassociate themselves with the Sussexes. In a way, they're doing the work for Harry and Meghan. Because now, as Harry and Meghan moving, look how they're trying to still, the haters trying to still associate Harry and Meghan. The hard work that Harry and Meghan have done to earn their money, they keep on associated with the crown. And we're like, no, the monarch really did separate them to make sure they then use the monarch to get whatever it is that they may get outside of the palace wall. Right? Harry and Meghan earn everything that they got by themselves with their own hard work. But even though as they're trying to separate them, the monarch that is, separate Harry and Meghan to not associate with them, but everything good that Harry and Meghan are doing, they want to grab that to put it with them, you know, as if it's them who helped them get it. But yet they're stripping them off. All right, it's like someone who's sinking and they're putting, they're giving them a bag full of sand to carry, or not sand, or rock or something to sink them further. Okay, are you demoted if you quit? Are you demoted if you quit? This is the thing. Okay, let me read this and go back to my comment. Now, does that mean those mouthpieces over there will shut up about Harry and Meghan since they've been demoted to Royal Siberia? I mean, they can't shut up about Harry and Meghan, but they still advocate for them being snubbed left and right. Is it cultural? This needs to endlessly bully people. Alright, so this is the thing here. Where's my comment? Yeah. Alright, okay, can they still do the exact same work they've been doing since they left the firm? They already left. Okay, so they sound busy while doing absolutely nothing. This is the thing. I don't know. Do UK really speak English? My primary language is not English. But do those English really stop and think to say, okay, why this? Alright, but they're doing a lot of wording, moving around, but it's nothing. Alright, so next week. This one I was not gonna share it, but the next one is a version of Meghan. It has a music, but I'm gonna mute it. You're gonna have to read. I'm not gonna read it. This is 2 minutes. It's gonna take me forever. Alright, because I'm already 54 minutes into the video. So this is a background of Kate. And then the next tweet that I have is gonna be a background of Meghan. Alright? A royal history gift to piss off the derangers. To piss off the derangers. I didn't read that part the first time I saw it. Because I was not gonna share it. Because they're trying to make Kate. I think this is the main reason that I wanna share. They're trying to make Kate seems like the background of her is what Meghan has. Meanwhile, what Meghan is, her background, they want to make it seem like it's what Kate has. This kind of thing. This is the only reason that I am sharing it. And you could see from my comment. When I read my comment, you could see. Because this is just regular people, but the squad had to put it out just to piss off the derangers. Alright, a royal history gift to piss off the derangers, ready before being scrubbed off by royal family. The so-called the perfect KKK used to hop on London buses like all commoners. Chill, the cleanup. Alright, so this is that. Alright, please watch the screen because there's a lot of screenshot of magazines stuff. I'm not gonna read it. Alright, so let's play. As I'm reading this, as I'm watching this, and I'm thinking, let me mute it, and then you guys could still watch it, because there's a cowboy, or what do you call this, country music in the background. The thing is that as I'm watching this, is that the squad, they have to be really dedicated to be putting these things together. As I'm saying this, I'm thinking of myself making those videos for you guys. This is a fight, because they're using those people, Harry and Meghan, for their nonsense when they didn't have to. And the squad feel like, I should put this together to show you. You were just like us before you get scooped up by William, because you're making yourself look like something you were not. Duchess of Tight. How could she be walking without underwear? What the hell? This is nasty. Okay, so the thing done. Alright. So here, where's my comment? Did I put my comment here? Oh, I don't even... Oh, did I put it? Oh, my comment never happened. Okay. So this is real history lesson to the derangers who think KKK was always perfect. Okay, what a clear class difference there is in fashion style of self-achievement and public life between KKK and Meghan before each became a duchess. Dates and pictures don't lie. Meghan was a fashion pen and very accomplished before entry into the royal family. KKK can't compete. Wow. Oh, and this is the thing that I had. Okay, I think the next one, but let's watch it since it's there. It's a music, you could still watch it because I have to mute it anyway. The thing is that with Meghan, despite her humble beginning, and then when Harry met her, she still doesn't portray herself as someone that she wasn't. She embraced her background. That's the difference between those two duchesses. Okay, what is Kate now? Something Princess of Wales or something like that? But the thing is that the clear difference between them two is that Meghan, who had a very humble beginning, she embraced it, she let people know it, that even with your humble beginning, you could still make something of yourself. It is up to you to choose what you want. Okay? But the other one is making it seems like she was never what she was from the ground, when she was younger, which is... That's the shame part of it when we look at it. And I think this is the reason why the squad put it together to piss off the derangers. They think that Kate, grew up with a silver spoon in her mouth, just like her husband, when it wasn't. That's the clear difference here. Alright, so the squad took the time to put those videos together. But anyway... Yeah, Meghan always embraced her humble beginning. And then she's trying to shed light with young people, saying like, look, you could still make it. I didn't grow up like this, having this kind of lifestyle. I work hard for it, with the help of her mother and sadly her father too. But her father changed completely 360. Alright, so that's that. It's almost finished. Alright, so I purposely mute the video because of the music. I will get flagged for it. Okay, they're so quick to talk about Meghan's changing nose, but look how much Kate's nose has changed. Okay, I don't know about that. Her nose and her face, she had a much fuller face. Well, with age, okay, let's be honest. With age, your facial change. You're not gonna look the same back then. But if she did some work, I leave that to the expert to talk about it. That's not me. Okay, I bet she got some kind of eating disorder. I do not know about that. Then the derangers trashing Meghan for being an actress and working on Deal or No Deal when Karen was nothing but a mumbling commoner whose greatest achievement in life was marrying a lazy royal. A lazy royal and having his kids. Karen's only talent, perfecting the art of waiting. my God. The art of waiting. The squad or something. Oh yeah, and being white, and she's even mediocre at that. Okay, nice song. Yeah, the song was very nice, but I'm sorry I can't share it. Okay, she was pretty when she was plump, but had no sense of style and very tacky. She should give a TED talk on social climbing. Oh my God. We don't want to encourage that. We want people to learn to work hard for their own thing. We don't want to encourage that. She's definitely a pro, like her mother before her and her mother before her and so forth. I don't know much about her background. Whatever I've shared with you, that's all I know from social media. She's not worth, okay? She's not worth the history for me to look at. And I think I will not, it's not something to learn from. Alright, let me move on. The next one, let me see if it's the same thing. Maybe it's within that video of Meghan. If it's okay, this one is different. Alright, so Meghan Markle is an activist and altruist. She's known to be passionate about making the world a better place. Here are just a few causes the Duchess of Sussex is known to advocate. Okay, so this is different from the other one. Okay, it's 2 minutes and 18 seconds. I think there's a music. Yeah, there's a music. I don't wanna stop the video. When it comes to the voting, she spoke about it, and then the tabloid went on it like she's telling people who to vote for. I have it on my video where Harry and Meghan sat on a bench. I don't know where they said it, but that's when they spoke about that. So just look at the screen because I want to stop this video. I have 2 more tweets after that to share with you. Maybe I'll fast forward a little bit. And this is what attracted Harry to Meghan. Okay, because this is the things that Harry is passionate about. And guess what? In some sense, maybe there were some charities they both were doing together, not together, before they met, but they were doing, but them meeting each other make it even powerful. But some of the things Meghan was doing, Harry probably would never, some part of it, maybe we're not aware of, but when you put them together, they become very powerful. Right? That's how I know her, and that's why I love her. Okay, there's the heart. Oh, I'm not gonna read this, it's too much. Okay, for all they claim to accomplish, they haven't done anything worthwhile. Okay, if that's what you think, let me bookmark this part. Okay, let's see here. All right, stay hating. Believe me, if the other ones were doing this kind of thing, they will have a field day with it. But unfortunately, they don't want the women over there to do anything.
The Prince of Wales in the biography is described as a great thinker, a man with a tremendous range of interests. What did he think of your interests?
Well, I don't think I was allowed to have any. I think that I've always been the 18-year-old girl he got engaged to, so I don't think I've been given any credit for growth. And my goodness, I've had to grow.
This is why there's one video Princess Diana was like, why they ask, I think it was the speech course, who asked Princess Diana, so Princess, blah, 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 so you're doing this, why are you doing that, or something like that. And Princess Diana was like, because I have nothing else to do.
Your Royal Highness, you're currently concentrating very much on your charity work. Would you like to tell us why you feel it's so important to you?
I got nothing else to do.
And she was laughing. Right? They don't want the women over there to do anything, because anything that they do will overshadow the men. Because the men, their agenda, they have their own agenda. They're focusing on it. And that reminds me of one of the, it's not the squad, it's just one of the guys on Twitter who said, when Roe versus Wade overturned by Supreme Court in the US, and he came out saying, I don't understand why white women is voting for Republican when they're actually removing your own right.
Dear white women, what the fuck is your purpose, huh? What the fuck is your purpose, huh? What the fuck is your purpose? Other than ruining the motherfucking casserole, what the fuck is your purpose other than voting against your better interests? What the fuck is your purpose other than running the motherfucking Coles with expired Coles cash, knowing damn well that shit been expired since 2010? Talking about, I want to speak to your manager. I want to buy something for my Timothy. It should be still be good. It seems like every year white women just keep getting worse. Aren't they getting worse? If you look at the electorate, white women continue to vote for Republicans. Every year it keeps going up. It keeps going up. So my question is, why the fuck should we trust a lily white hoe? White women can't be trusted. Well, no, Kenny, don't be so mean to them. You know, white suburban women are going to get it together. No, you're not. If you ain't got it together then, you ain't going to get it together now. Y'all didn't even vote for your own white sister Hillary. Why the fuck should we trust white women? And the thing that's really pissing me off is we continue to coddle these white women while we keep shitting on black women. We keep shitting on black voters. But we always put all this stock into white women that are never going to fucking show up for us. That's continue to vote against their own better interests. Because why the fuck? And this is the other shit that it pisses me off. Well, shouldn't we blame white men just as much as we blame white women? Maybe. But here's the bullshit that I have a problem with that is, I understand why white men are voting. Because white men are voting for their own better interests, which is keeping power, patriarchy. It makes sense. But why the fuck do a white woman think that she even has a motherfucking say? If she's constantly voting for a white man who's telling her that you don't have agency over your own fucking body. And the reason why y'all don't want to teach critical race theory is not about what's going on in the past, it's what's going on in the motherfucking present. The real reason why these white people don't want their kids to learn about critical race theory is because they don't want their kids to grow up knowing that their parents are fucking monsters. Every fucking day, you guys wake up early in the motherfucking morning, look yourself in the mirror, and you know you ain't shit. You know you're a racist piece of shit. And you don't want your kids to know that you're a fucking monster.
But in the UK, the men, their own agenda, they focus on their agenda. Do women have their own agenda? Not all. Do some of these women who's voting against their own interests, do they have an agenda? All right. So the thing is that what Harry and Meghan are doing is to give people the freedom to choose whatever they want. Whatever you want. If you don't want to do anything, and you know how you're going to get your food on the table, that's your choice. But at least leave the option open. There should not be any restriction. Look at the men are doing whatever they want. All right? And then they're trying to enforce their own freaking stupid agenda onto someone else. And people are saying, no, you do your thing. Leave my right alone. This kind of thing. But if the derangers had their favorite had the same kind of resume as Meghan, oh my goodness, can you imagine the nonsense that they were spitting out? But they don't have that. Why they don't have that? Because the men that these women are married to, meaning the royals, okay, they don't want the women to overshadow them, all right, because the things that they're doing are for their own best interest, which doesn't look pretty good when you look at it on a wider lens, this kind of thing. I hope I'm making sense with some of my explanation. All right, let's see here. How many more times do I have to see these exact words in another article? It's beyond embarrassing. Love her. There's the heart. Oh, please. Hey, it is what it is. She's doing her thing. And that video that I did yesterday is just a way to, remind Meghan, you are worth it. You are who you are. Just continue doing what you're doing, because the people you were dealing with are just mediocre. They just hate that you have the mind to do things that they cannot do. Alright, next tweet. Me clicking on archwell.com and seeing the website is back up after the morning period. Oh, the others went straight to work. The things that I was seeing, I don't like and I don't comment and I don't retweet their stuff. But they were popping on my timeline. But they went to work right after. And I think there was a screenshot that I did. It was a couple days ago, where they're trying to go somewhere, part of the UK, and the people in that particular place want to their freedom or something like that, independence from them. So many things is going on. But that Queen's death was to put a halt. To put a halt on Harry and Meghan. They were too popular. They were doing too many things. So now, you know, pray to God. I hope the next thing that they do, because right now Harry and Meghan are still in mourning. Okay, their podcast didn't come out. Meghan's podcast did not come out. Taking a breather. Let's pause for a few. They want the spotlight. They could have the spotlight. And then when Harry and Meghan are ready to come out, they come out. But the other ones then take a few seconds. You know, they're traveling, they're meeting people, they're laughing. Even during the freaking before the funeral, it's like they were having a party. My goodness, smiling and everything. But okay, they want to make me believe that the Queen died naturally. But okay, I don't have proof. But okay, yep. At least they were showing they were in mourning. That's right, they were in mourning. Okay, better than how the in-laws are acting. That's exactly that. I didn't even read that. That's exactly that. Okay, the in-laws was in mourning. Only engagement they did was to thank everyone who was part of organizing the state funeral. Nice gesture that thanking for. Okay, they were going some other thing with kids. I don't know where the kids were arranging the stuff. I don't know. Like I said, I did not read all of the thing, but they were popping on my timeline. Just checking what charity you can screw over next. Harry is donating. Archwell is look at they giving their own money to charities, but yet you're coming to that thing. The merch again for you. Okay, while you're hugging a bit of paper. What is that? Oh, she's just happy that oh my god, the symbolism of things these people can. I think she put this for the haters. Mostly the haters work. Oh my god, this is why the other ones cannot be prospering, because the haters are not sharing their things, but they coming on the Sussex squad things. But this one has nothing to do with Harry or Meghan or the royal family or nothing like that. It's just a generalization of things that's going on. Okay, 200,000 children have been fed by a food bank in the last 6 months. The Conservative Party working hard for Victorian values. Okay, I don't think there was there's no comment, but there's 2 quote retweet that happened. When I saw that, I just wanted to share it because it's happening all over the world. Even though I don't mention it, things like that are happening in the US as well. And I think this looks like something from the UK. Let me read the 2 retweet quotes, what they say here. Okay, well-being, all right, poor children. All right, so let's do prayer for protection. I don't know, let's do that for Harry and Meghan. Prayer for protection. All right, let's see here. All right, is there a small prayer? Oh, is that it? Here. Lord, I pray for your protection as I begin this day. You are my hiding place, and under your wings I can always find refuge. Protect me from trouble wherever I go, and keep evil far away from me. Alright, so let's pick. I haven't done a video for 2 days. I already forgot my way around. Alright, let's do this one. Okay. This reminds me of a picture that I saw where Harry was a little boy, and you see the back. The picture was taken from the back, him hugging his mom from the back, almost like this. May the 3 enfold you, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, hold you safe and hold you strong. May the 3 encompass you, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, and circle your life each day and night. May the 3 protect you, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, guard your door and keep each gate. May the 3 watch over you, Father, Son, and Holy Spirit, still your heart and calm all fear. Amen. That's very interesting. Okay, so that's it. Please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. And new subscriber, welcome. So that's it. Thank you for watching, and thank you for your support.
For me, it's an added member of the family. It's another team player as part of the bigger team. And you know, for all of us, all we want to do is be able to carry out the right engagements, carry out our work, and try and encourage others and the younger generation to be able to see the world in the correct sense, rather than perhaps having a distorted view.